The job of the Attorney General is an important constitutional office, and you in the media have an important role in reporting what the Attorney General does and how he operates that office. You're in the business of news. So since we're all here together, I thought that it was appropriate that we would make a little news today. And so at this time, I would like to invite the Louisiana Democratic Party's nominee, the endorsed candidate for Attorney General, Geraldine Broussard Baloney, to join me up here at the podium for an important announcement she would like to make.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing? Good. I'm Geraldine Broussard Baloney, and I was a candidate for Attorney General, and I just want to make a little bit of an announcement. After the close of the election, of course, one always wants to come out on top. But we were able to gain a substantial amount of votes in a very short campaign, about 4.5 weeks. We were able to garner close to 200,000 votes. We're pretty pleased with that result, and pretty pleased with the opportunity to participate in the process. And then after meeting with Jeff Landry, and followed by prayerful consideration with my family, I have decided to endorse Jeff Landry because of his willingness to embrace forward-thinking policies and his desire to actually transform and change the way the Attorney General's office does business. I ran for Attorney General because I really did not believe that Louisiana could take another 8 years of Buddy Caldwell's bad practices and policies. Jeff Landry is the only candidate that will address the critical issues that are important to the working families of Louisiana. Jeff is committed to reforming our broken criminal justice system. He understands the need for fiscal responsibility and inclusion in the Attorney General's office. In addition, like myself, Jeff is an entrepreneur, and he understands the important role that small businesses play in our economy, and I believe that he will fight to protect our businesses. Louisiana needs an Attorney General that will not squander the agency's resources to make brownie points with his political party. Jeff knows that crime and corruption have no boundaries and no party. I believe that Jeff is a coalition builder, and he will end the buddy system of doling out huge no-bid contractors to political contributors. Instead, I believe that Jeff Landry will put the people of Louisiana first. With so many problems facing our state, there is no question in my mind that Jeff Landry should be the next Attorney General for the state of Louisiana. I invite all of my supporters to join me in supporting Jeff Landry for Attorney General. Thank you.
You know, I am humbled to receive Jerry's endorsement, trust, and confidence. Jerry is like so many others in Louisiana who know that we need a change here in Baton Rouge. Jerry and I both know that the Attorney General's office under Buddy Caldwell has been about rewarding the desires of a few over the needs of many. Justice should not be based on who you are, or what part of the state you're from, or your gender, or your age, or your political party, or your race. As Louisiana's next Attorney General, I will treat everybody fairly and equally, so all citizens can develop trust that their government is here to work for them and not against them. So thank you, Jerry. Thank you so very much. Let's give another round of applause.
Geraldine Broussard Baloney.
And you're an attorney there?
My office is in LaPlace, St. John the Baptist Parish. I basically practice between Shreveport and Blackman Parish.
What type of law do you practice?
I'm a trial lawyer.
Let me see. Spell your first name.
It's Geraldine, actually, Geraldine, Jerry, Geri, Broussard, Broussard, Baloney, B as in boy, Aloney.
Now, I thought the trial lawyers were supposed to be behind Mr. Caldwell. I'm kidding, of course, but why did you decide to endorse it?
You know, it was the first meeting, the first time I had a chance to really sit down. It was after the general election, and have a face-to-face conversation with him. And I saw that he was easy to talk to, that he was open to ideas. And I mean, the very reason that I ran is because I think the current Attorney General's office is broken, and we share some of the same ideas and concerns about what has happened within that office. So I feel like it's in the best interest of the people of Louisiana. You know, I ran because I love Louisiana, and you know, so at the end of the day, when you step up and put yourself out there, I think that I felt that I had a duty to the nearly 200,000 individuals that voted for me to stand up and select the individual that I believe will put the people of Louisiana first. And after talking with Mr. Landry extensively, we decided, met with my family, we prayed on it, and we decided that that would be in the best interest of Louisiana.
Let me see. Give me 1 second here. I just lost my train of thought.
I'll do that to you.
You were the official.
I have that effect.
You were the official nominee for the Democratic Party, is that correct?
Yes, I was. I received the endorsement of the party.
How do they feel about you doing this today?
I don't know. This is my decision. It's a personal decision. It was a personal decision to run, including my family and my God. And so I'm not sure. I don't believe that the Democratic Party does not endorse Republicans, and there is no Democrat in the race, so I don't believe that there'd be a problem with it. But this is a personal decision.
What's your biggest issue with Mr. Caldwell?
Well, I have several, but the main, some of the things that I talked about in my candidacy was the focus of the office, and it just being so political as opposed to about the working people of Louisiana. From things like, I personally had an issue with the use of the resources of the office to file frivolous lawsuits, for example, same-sex marriage, for example, challenging the Affordable Care Act, when we know that prior to the Affordable Care Act, 700,000 Louisianians were without health insurance. I understand some 250 to 300 have signed up. We're hoping another 300 will sign up by the end of next year. That still leaves over 200,000 Louisianians without health insurance. I don't think that should be the focus of the office, and I think that's one of the things that Mr. Landry alluded to today. And basically, the intent or the purpose, based on the Louisiana Constitution, of the Attorney General's office is to protect to represent the state and to ensure that things that are unconstitutional or constitutional issues are addressed by the Attorney General's office. It seems that the focus was more on making brownie points with his new political party, and I'm referring to Buddy Caldwell, who came in as a Democrat and switched to a Republican. He seemed to have spent the past 8 years trying to make brownie points with his previous party. I have a problem with that, and that concerned me gravely. Also, the large, huge no-bid contracts to people who were major contributors to his campaign. I just don't, that's not a good, fiscally irresponsible and ethically questionable, in my opinion.
I understand what you're saying about the brownie points, trying to make brownie points. I still see this a lot in a lot of Attorney General's offices, especially maybe down here in the South where you have a lot of conservative Republicans. You really don't think Landry would have gone after the Affordable Care Act like Caldwell did, or gone after gay marriage like Caldwell did?
Well, Landry's answer was that if there is a constitutional issue and it's not a frivolous exercise of the office resources, that he would, which is what the Attorney General is required to do, which is what I would have done if there's an issue that goes against the grain of the Constitution. Well, of course, I have a duty as a top lawyer for the state to go after that issue. The problem that I have is when you file frivolous lawsuits when the United States Supreme Court has spoken. In other words, it is the law of the land. Your party might not like Barack Obama, but he's a president. Okay, and when the Supreme Court speaks, it's the law of the land. So it's a frivolous use of the resources of the office, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Thank you.